What is up there, SEO pros? Today I'm going to be showing you how to solve content issues on websites. Well, hold on. The correct term for this would be how to solve duplicate content issues. So if you guys want to get the template I'm going to be doing this for, basically I'm doing this for the SEO roadmap template where it's going to show you how to do all this different stuff and how to fix these things. Go ahead and get that in the link in the description. I am now selling it within the mastermind and all the updates, which we do have now. If you don't know about the mastermind, you can head to the link, like I said, in the description and check it out. Cool. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going over a client site that we've been solving a lot of duplicate content issues on. And I'm just going to show you what we're doing to fix the stuff that we're finding and how to identify the problems. So if I go over to the website, analytics, let me just cancel out of there. And I go into the property. And then I go into acquisition all traffic source medium. We'll see that the traffic has steadily increased. Now, a lot of this has to do with us solving the duplicate content issues. It's not just on-page stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this site into SiteLiner. So we'll go siteliner.com. We're going to plug the website into this. Now, if the website's above a certain limit, I think it's above 500 pages, you're going to need to sign up for SiteLiner in order to be able to scan all the pages. So you can see here, this free scan is up to $250, but I bought the premium, which is not too expensive. And then you can see these are all the ones that scan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on duplicate content. And this is going to show me all of the different duplicate content and the match percentages. Now, the higher the percentage of duplicate content, the worse off these pages are going to do. Now, the reason why is because when you have duplicate content issues, you can get in basically cannibalization issues with Google, meaning one page is going to end up cannibalizing the rankings for the other. So let me show you what this looks like. So the best way to identify this is not to just look by the pages, but to also bring up Search Console. So what you're going to do is you're going to log into Search Console and you're going to go into SiteLiner. So make sure both of those things are up. And we're going to sign in. We're going to go back to our property. We're going to go to the property that we're looking for, this one. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Search Analytics. And we're going to filter by the last 90 days. Because we want to make sure that we're getting as much data as possible. So what we're going to do now is go to Pages. So now we're filtered by Pages. And we're going to look at the first highest match percentage. So let me click on that. Oscar, can you wait to eat that Cliff Bar? It's like really distracting. Or at least just take it out of the wrapper. So here we go. We got Casper versus Cocoon Sealy mattress review. Now, if we look at this URL is matching this URL. So Purple versus Cocoon mattress review, and then Casper versus Cocoon. So if we look and we scroll over, we can see anything in red is directly exactly matching this page. So that's a problem, right? We want all of these pages to be as unique as possible. So what we'll do is, first of all, we'll grab this URL and see what kind of traffic it's getting. So we copy that, we bring it into Search Console, and we filter by that page. So now we see there's 198 clicks to this page over the last 90 days. Now if we go to queries, we can see everything that it's showing up for. Cocoon versus Casper, in average position 4.5. Now let's click on that. And here you can see that it's pretty much been ranking steadily, except for right here, over the last, looks like, month. Now let's go back. We'll reset this filter and go back to that page. We're going to look at the duplicate page. So we're going to copy this other URL. I'm going to bring that up, copy, filter, and bring in this other page. Now this has 259. Now if we go to queries and we see that it's ranking for the same keywords, we obviously have a problem, right? So what was the keyword the other one was ranking for? It wasn't purple, right? It was Casper versus Cocoon. So this is a completely different intent, meaning that this is not ranking for the same keywords, nor should it, because they're completely different queries. So what we know for this is that we don't want to have a canonical pointed from one to the other. We would rather change the content and re-optimize it so that it's more relevant to these keywords, right? So what we do for that is we start taking notes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Drive, and we need to make sure that we're taking notes of these things, because if we don't, we're not going to be able to provide recommendations and get more content and change this stuff. If the person's not going to want to help out with this content and say they just don't care, then it would be better off just pointing a canonical from one page to another. So I'll tell you how that works in a second, but let me just show you how to note this stuff. So we're going to press New. We're going to go to Google Sheets. And we're going to type in the content audit that we're doing. So duplicate content. Sorry, I'm trying to type this in. Duplicate content issues. And of course, we're going to store that in the section of our clients. So if we go into our Drive, we go into our agency template, we go to our clients, we go to our current clients, we go to the client that we have, and then we create a new folder. So we're going to create a folder that says content. There we go. Now we're going to move it in there. So it's really important that you have all this stuff managed. And if you don't have this stuff managed, in the mastermind as well that I was telling you about earlier, I show you guys how to use my agency templates. That's a completely different video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over duplicate content issues, as I said before. So first of all, we have the URL, and then we have the suggestion, right? And then we could also do the keywords if we wanted, main keywords, right? Because then we might want to run a chorus scan or something. So let's get out of there, and we'll just put keywords, because that way we can easily remember what they're optimizing for. Now, let me just give you guys a quick note. In some situations, it might not even be worth trying to optimize for this stuff, because they might not get a huge increase in traffic from doing this stuff. But in any case, there shouldn't really be duplicate content on the site, because it does send low quality signals to Google. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that SiteLiner scan. We're going to go to the first URL, right? So we'll copy that. We're going to go filter by pages again. This is the first one we filtered by in the first place. So we go filter, put in the URL. There it is. And then the top keyword is the Cocoon versus Casper. Now, what we do is we plug this in here. So we go, boom, main keyword, Cocoon versus Casper. And we know it's the main keyword because that's basically the one where they're getting all the traffic for. We could try to rank for these other things, but generally, the first keywords that are ranking are usually the most relevant. And like I said, don't forget when you click on this to make sure that it is still getting traffic for this. If it is not ranking for this and it was ranking a long time ago, it might not be worth optimizing for anymore. And it might be better just to point a canonical from one page to another. Let me just explain to you what a canonical does before we keep talking about them. So if we go to one of these pages, say for instance, this first page that I showed you, the one that we just put in here, say that wasn't getting any traffic, but this other one was, and there's basically exact duplicate content. Well, if you have exact duplicate content and you don't want to try to rewrite these pages and make them unique, you can just point a canonical tag from one page to another, which basically says that this page is about that page, and it will end up usually ranking this page higher because Google is no longer confusing which page is about which page. If you guys want to know how to implement canonical tags, it's really easy. If you have Yoast, you can literally just set the canonical in Yoast. It's really easy to do. Anyway, so we're going to go back to Search Console. So we do know that both these pages are receiving traffic, and we probably want to make them unique. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our duplicate content again. For the suggestion, we're going to say, can we make this page unique? Currently, 87% duplicate content. And then we can, of course, put the SiteLiner scan right here, right? So that makes it easy because all we have to do is either hand that to a client or a content writer. If they don't want to do it, the client, and they don't want to hire the content, then I mean, obviously there's not much we can do. Maybe we'll point a canonical, maybe we just keep it, right? Cool. So the next thing what we'll do is we'll go to the next keyword. So we go over here, go click on this one, same thing. Oops, sorry, it just opened that. Let me click that one. Grab the URL, go to pages, filter, go back to queries, and here we can see some of our main keywords, cocoon versus purple. So let's go type that in. And like I said, make sure that it's still ranking. And it looks like, see, it's jumping around. So we might be able to save it if we can make it more unique. So let's go do that. We'll put in here, cocoon versus purple. We'll take the URL, plug it in there. Pretty much put the same thing here. And we'll take the scan over here. I mean, it's the same scan, really. And just copy it into there. Now, at the end of this, what you're going to want to do after you're doing this for a while is you're probably going to want to prioritize these things, right? Because obviously, if you're only going to get like a 5% increase from 40 clicks versus if you were to do something like this for a query that's getting, let's say, 1,900 clicks, and then you click on that, and then you go to pages, it might be better to work on that page first if there's duplicate content issues. But either way, if you're going through a site, you should be going through a lot of the pages that are getting the most highest matches. Although it really depends on the priority, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We're going to go to the next one. So Casper versus Loom Leaf Mattress Review. So we're going to click on that. We got an 83% right there. So same thing. We're going to look at these. Okay, it's matching that and it's matching that. Now you can see here it's matching a lot more pages than the other one. So it's matching like almost like 8 pages. So chances are not all of these pages are going to be unique. So if I go through this and I go through this first one, let me just copy this URL, plug it in, filter. Here we go. We got 68 clicks. So chances are this isn't ranking how it should be because there's only 68 clicks. However, it is in a certain position, or position 10, which is not too bad. Now let's go to the next one before we make a recommendation of that. So we're going to open up this other one in a new tab because this has basically the same content, right? Plug this in. Now this has 235. Let's go to the next one. And you kind of just want to comb through these and see if there's one that's receiving a lot more traffic than the other. So that one right there, 2,500, right? Now if we click on this, queries, and we reset these pages, anything with that query is a page that's ranking. And look at this. All of these are probably pages that are in there. So we look at purple versus puffy. Let's look at it. Purple versus puffy. There it is, 723. If we look at the next one, puffy versus silk. So puffy versus silk. There we go. There's another one. So if we look at that too, look at all of these pages have gotten clicks for that at some point because of the duplicate content issues. So the point is that we want to keep track of what's going on with duplicate content issues and figure out whether or not people can write this stuff by just simply laying this out, the pages that they should be ranking for, and how similar the content is. If the content is too similar, we need to either rewrite it or point a canonical from one page to another or get rid of it. In some cases, it's best to get rid of it if there's really no value, nobody's really using it, it's just duplicate content. So how you deal with these problems is sort of going to be based on, it's kind of hard to tie down like exactly what you should do because every situation is a little bit different. But in most cases, just by solving these problems from duplicate content and making sure that you're making these pages unique, you're going to end up fixing the problem. Now, like I said, if you can't do that, it might just be better to find the highest traffic page and point a canonical from one to the other. So for instance, if one of these pages is only receiving 2 clicks in total off of Google, say for instance, this page was only getting 2 clicks off of Google, or this page was only getting 2 clicks off of Google, and it's basically matching exactly what you're seeing on another page that's getting like 200 clicks, you're probably going to want to point a canonical. So here's a perfect example. This page in the last 90 days only got 5 clicks total, and it's got about 1,000 words matched to the page we're looking at right here that has about 200 clicks. Now, say for instance, this is matching 5 other pages though, right? Which page do you point it to? I usually point the Canonical to the most valuable page. So say for instance, all of these pages are ranking, they all have similar keywords, except for this one. If this one had 400 organic hits a month, this one only had 300, this only had 200, I'd point the Canonical to the 400 one, the one that we're getting the most traffic for. Theoretically, you're supposed to set it to the one that's the most relevant, but in some cases, if they're all very similar, I just do it to the one with the most traffic. So let me know if you guys have any questions around this. I hope that was helpful. Like I said, this is from the roadmap under the duplicate content section, content related issues. This is where the videos will be, and there will be videos on how to fix this stuff as well. I mean, that pretty much was this. The only thing else that you need to know is how to do canonicals, which will probably be on this one, that one here. If you guys want to get this roadmap, like I said, just head over to the link in the description. It's called the SDO Mastermind Group. I give you my internal agency templates. I give you 2 private webinars a month, and this SEO roadmap template with updates as long as you're in the group, and it's literally only $49 a month. If you're not in this group, just for these templates, which are probably, like, if I were to sell them on their own, worth like $700, $800, you're crazy. I mean, it's an amazing deal. So if you want to get it, make sure you get it. Somebody asked, just a quick update for you guys, somebody asked about a webinar. We will be doing one on Friday at 3 p.m. I will be giving more information soon on that, so stay tuned. I thank you guys all for joining me, and until I see y'all next time, happy money making.